13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
6:30 on your Tuesday morning. The sun is about to come up in Dublin. We'll take a look at the day ahead, which includes feels like temperatures triple digits here in central Georgia.
And I come over here and see that this car been split in half.
A wreck in Macon leaves a car broken in two. What happened as a driver traveled near the Macon Mall?
Plus, the lane closing suspension will soon end in Georgia. When you can expect to see those closings pick back up.
And music reaches so many different people, it even spans for generations. How a popular method of listening to music from decades ago is showing no signs of slowing down even in our digital age.
Good Tuesday morning, Central Georgia. You're taking a live look over the city of Dublin. The time is now 6:31 a.m. on this July the 5th. This Tuesday morning, it's looking good on you, Central Georgia. I'm Wanye Reese.
And I'm Caitlin Heck, and starting to look better in some areas of Central Georgia that had a lot of fog this morning, Alex.
Yeah, Caitlin and Wanye, that's right. With areas where we saw a lot of heavy rain yesterday, that translated into fog this morning. But now as the sun comes up, we begin to see the fog lift. We didn't see a whole lot in Dublin. Mainly it's along and west of Interstate 75 this morning, but you can kind of see some high level clouds there off in the distance. Current temperature in Lawrence County is 75 degrees with the humidity at 94%. We're looking at 70s area wide, ranging from 77 in Vidalia. It looks like 72 is going to be the cool spot on the map up there in Monticello and in Thomaston. Now the radar picture is quiet this morning. It was not last night. It was a competition between the fireworks and the thunder for a lot of us here in central Georgia. And it looks like the thunder won out in some spots, especially in Warner Robins, on into Macon and Roberta, with the thunderstorms coming through right about the sunset hour. 96 going to be the high temperature today. The storm starting right around noon. The heat index values, though, upwards of triple digits starting right around 2 p.m. That will carry us through 105 by about 4 p.m. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk about how the temperature is trending hotter compared to the past few days, and a weak front possibly next week. We'll go through the details on that in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. You know all that thunder and lightning you heard between the fireworks last night? Well, new at 6, we're learning about 4 fires within 4 hours of each other that happened last night in Warner Robins.
And Assistant Chief Brandon Sisa with the fire department says they all started because of lightning strikes. He says the first one happened around 8:15 last night at a unit at Quarter Place Apartments. The second started about an hour and a half later at a house on Briardale Avenue. Just 15 minutes after that, crews responded to a third fire at a home on Martin Anderson Street.
Then just after 11:30 last night, another fire at a home on Redwood Drive. That marked the 4th one of the night. Now that fire chief does tell us, assistant chief rather tells us that no one got hurt in any of those fires.
Well, this morning a driver managed to walk away after their car split in two near the Macon Mall.
See, they've been in an accident, and I tried to check on the person to see if they was okay, and I come over here and see that this car been split in half.
So take a look at this video. You can see what David Johnson saw, a red car broken into two. The front half still in the roadway, the back half heavily damaged. Like Johnson, our reporter Anthony Montalto saw it all happen. He reports the driver traveled east on Mercy University Drive, swerved into the westbound lane and back to the eastbound lane. Then the car went over a hill into the Macon Mall parking lot, hit a tree and split in half.
For him to be walking around right now alert and look like he don't have a scratch on him, it's amazing. It's amazing. God with him today.
We did reach out to the Bibb Sheriff's Office to learn what happened. They confirmed what Anthony reported, but did not provide the cause of the crash. They did tell us the driver refused medical treatment. Well, as the busy holiday travel weekend wraps up later today, investigators continue looking into a wreck involving 3 vehicles on I-75 south in Macon. It was near the Sardis Church Road exit. The Bibb Sheriff's Office says it happened just before 6:30 last night when a truck collided with a tractor trailer and then a car. 5 people went to the hospital but are stable.
6:34 now to 3 other headlines we're following for you this morning. We now know the name of the man Houston County deputies shot and killed Sunday night. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation identified him as 44-year-old James Parks of Warner Robins. The GBI says Houston deputies went to a home on Tharp Road just after 10 Sunday night for a welfare check on a suicidal man. Deputies found Parks barricaded inside. The GBI says after several attempts to make contact with Parks, he came out of the home holding a gun. They say Parks chambered around as he turned towards deputies, and those deputies shot at him. Our reporter Molly Jett saw about 20 bullet holes in the front of the home and more than 10 on the side of the home next door. Deputies performed first aid on Parks until medics got there, but Parks died at the hospital.
Warner Robins is especially this part of town, is a really quiet, well-knit, family-oriented neighborhood. So it's shocking to see something like this. in a neighborhood that is so quiet and so quaint and very, very peaceful.
And we did ask the GBI for further details, including whether Parks pointed the gun at deputies. We also did ask if a mental health co-responder was present during the standoff, which is a new state law, and that's what is required. So far, they have not responded. The GBI will investigate and turn their findings over to the Houston County District Attorney's Office for review. Right now, Bibb investigators are trying to figure out who's responsible for a shooting that left a teen in critical condition. The sheriff's office says it happened just after 1 yesterday afternoon in the 4200 block of Robinson Circle. Witnesses told deputies that the boy got shot during a fight with a man. The sheriff's office says that man ran away. This morning, Bibb investigators hope 2 new videos may lead to answers in a June shooting. Take a look at your screen. The sheriff's office released 2 videos showing 2 men wanted for questioning in the case. You can see a man in the all-black clothing. The sheriff's office says he also had blue shoes. The other man wore a red jacket, white pants, and red shoes.
Now, the shooting happened at the Supasuds car wash on Pinona Avenue June 15th. Someone shot 59-year-old Freddie Crowell. The sheriff's office says he is still in the hospital, listed as stable. If you have any information on this case or the shooting on Robinson Circle, you can call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-877-68-CRIME. Again, it's 1-877-68-CRIME. Turning to the roads, you can expect to see people back on the highway this morning with the 4th of July holiday now over.
That's right, it's in the books, but afternoon late holiday travelers are expected to make rush hour even heavier. The Georgia Department of Transportation's 4th of July travel forecast shows that you can expect moderate traffic on Metro Atlanta interstates from 3 to 7 this evening.
Now, some traffic relief comes to an end tonight as construction-related lane closings will pick back up. GDOT put a pause on closings on Georgia interstates and state routes over the holiday weekend. The suspension ends at 10 o'clock tonight. Well, you may think records are a thing of the past, but one Macon business doesn't want that to be the final say. The step they're taking to keep turntables spinning for years to come.
Saharan dust is a topic we mentioned during hurricane season because of its impacts on the tropics. But Saharan dust can also influence central Georgia's weather. I'm here to share how Saharan dust travels thousands of miles and how it affects us.
All right, now the time is 6:37. I know a lot of people are probably waking up a little groggy this morning after the fireworks and after all those storms last night.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, it was like a versus battle. You know how they had the music versus battle? It was like the fireworks versus the thunder. And like I was saying earlier, the thunder definitely won.
Oh, yeah, especially down in Houston County. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, in fact, I was looking on the radar this morning, about 500 lightning strikes in the span of 10 to 15 minutes in and around Warner Robins last night, right around 10 o'clock. But right now, not seeing any of that across central Georgia. Instead, we're looking at a pretty nice sunrise. In fact, it looks like what Taylor's going to talk about here in a few minutes, the Saharan dust and what it can do to our sunrises and sunsets here in central Georgia. Now, we're not seeing any Saharan dust as of this moment here in the Peach State, but we are looking at 70, 73 in Perry, 76 in Montezuma, 75 in Hawkinsville and in Cochran, 76 in Irwinton this morning, 73 waking up in Crawford County, 75 in Unadilla, and 74 down in Rochelle this morning. Now, we have seen fog in a few spots across the area and still looking at it in parts of Peach County all over into Taylor County as you get up towards Atlanta here, up into Henry County. Visibility, generally speaking, down to less than 5 miles across a lot of the area. So allow a few extra minutes if you're headed out on the roads this morning across central Georgia. Now, the radar picture is quiet, but like we were just talking about yesterday, it was not in central Georgia. Now, luckily, we didn't see any severe thunderstorm warnings, but we did see a whole lot of lightning in northern Houston County. We talked about those fires just a few minutes ago. That made its way over into Peach County and into Crawford County before all was said and done, and then began to dissipate right around 11 p.m. last night. But things were certainly rocking and rolling on the 4th of July, and not just because of the fireworks here in central Georgia. As we head into the day today, going to be doing the same song and dance we've been doing the past few days. Here we go, starting in Future View right about now on into the noon hour, beginning to develop a few showers across the area. Now, on Future View, you see these green specks, but when these develop, they quickly become the heavy downpours in about 2 to 3 minutes. So don't pay attention to the exact coloring of this. Just know that downpours are in the picture as we head into the day today. That will last through about 5 p.m. and on into the sunset hour past that and into 11 p.m. tonight. Then into Tomorrow, going to be the first day of about a 3-day stretch of not as high rain chances across central Georgia. This is 5 p.m. Wednesday. On into Thursday, we'll be doing much of the same thing, starting dry, picking up the activity right around noon, and then into Friday, another 30% chance of rain here in central Georgia. Once we get into Saturday, we pick things back up with a 60% chance of rain, and this is going to be a front trying to work its way through central Georgia. Notice the linear fashion here. The models have been a little wishy-washy on whether or not it gets all the way through, so we'll have to see about that. But if it does, it would bring us some drier air, and that is certainly welcome here in central Georgia. 96 today, 97 for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before we are back down to 96 by next Saturday. Now, the humidity is not going away anytime soon. We saw dew points mid to upper 70s yesterday. 75 is what we're looking at today, right about 1 p.m. And then as we head into tomorrow, still keeping those 70s hanging around in central Georgia. And we could get those out of here, that would be great. But that 70 to 75 range puts us just in the gross category. It's beyond comfortable, beyond a little muggy, beyond muggy, on into the gross category. So yeah, so we know what to deal with here in the summertime in central Georgia. That will drive up our feels like temperatures, triple digits in a few spots today. We'll see more widespread feels like temperatures of triple digits tomorrow afternoon, 102 in Macon by about 5 p.m. As for today, warming up into the 80s rather quickly, eventually to a high temperature of about 96 before all is said and done. More of the same with those storms starting right around noon. Those heat index values north of 100 beginning at 2 p.m., carrying us through about 7 p.m. tonight. So if you're spending any amount of time outside, a good idea to keep that heat safety in mind. 30% chance of rain Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back to 60% for Saturday and Sunday as that front tries to slide on through. And if it is successful, that'll drop our high temperatures back into the mid to low 90s as opposed to the mid to upper 90s by the time we get to Sunday.